and welcome back to the California starring Stanford Franchise Fantasy Rebuild Challenge. I think we're going to have a new name for this, but basically every time we start an episode. But there's a little bit of hope to start this episode here. We're going to start with a little college scouting, go over a few players that we do have available for us to draft. But also, we're going to be playing some teams that aren't starting off too hot. We're obviously still looking for our first win at 0-8 on the season, but a lot of the teams that we're going to play today are sitting around 500. I think the Bengals, being week 13, the last game of this episode, they're a little bit higher. I think they're 6-3, something around there, but a lot of them are about 4-4, 4-5, sitting around that mark. So hopefully today we could come through with our first win. So hope. At least to start off with. But let's take a look at some of these college players that we have available to draft. Now, once again, we'll talk a little bit about what the rules are. We can only draft players that played at a school in California. So we already went through the entire class and favorited every player who played at one of the eligible schools, which gives us 21 available players that we could choose from. This includes potential undrafted guys. So not a whole lot of options, but we have options. So we'll just kind of run through position by position, try to go about as quickly as we can. Drew Crawford is the only quarterback available to us. He's 23 years old out of UCLA, potential undrafted. And you could see here, nothing really good to look at, so probably not someone that we would actually end up drafting. Maybe would sign him to our practice squad after the draft. There aren't any running backs available to us, nor fullbacks. Receivers, there are a couple, or a few, and all of them will kind of spread out. We have some early guys and then some late guys. First one up is Junior Generals, and he's a 6'1", 180-pound guy out of Stanford, 22 years of age. Pretty good athlete, not very strong, but very agile, very quick. We see some spin moves that look solid. B release is honestly pretty good as well. C medium route running isn't great, and C catching, I'm thinking maybe a second round, but he does provide some run blocking, which is unique. Nice to see, and he is 75% scouted. Next up is Daryl McLean. He is from UCLA. He's 5'9", about 180 pounds, also 22 years old. And with him, we see B, medium route running, B deep route running. So he's definitely a route runner. C catching traffic, which isn't great, especially with his size. You would think you would play him at the slot. But he also has B pass block, which is interesting. In terms of athletic standpoints, very similar to the other receiver. All speed, agility, not very much strength. The last receiver is Nate Gordon. He's a day 3 projected, 6'1", 200 pounds, 23 years old, out of UCLA. As for his physicals, a little bit more of a blend. He's not super fast, super quick, but he does have some speed and some strength. So probably a little bit more of a potential possession guy, perhaps. C release, not very good. D short route running. So you're really hoping that he's just a physical guy who could just grab a pass. But not looking too strong here for Nate Gordon. As for tight ends, surprisingly, there are none, which, being Stanford being one of the key schools here, they are tight end U. Kind of surprising that there isn't anyone available, but we have quite a few of them. As for left tackles here, there are 3. None of them going to be super great. The highest is a day 3 guy out of California. He's 6'7", about 340 pounds, 22 years old. He does have some strength and speed to him. His skill set isn't great, though. A lot of D's and C's. The remaining 2 left tackles are potential undrafted. First one up is Teddy Knott. He's 6'6", 230 pounds, 22 years old, out of Cal. Not a whole lot of strength, not a whole lot of speed. Skills, he does have B lead block, which is higher than anything we've seen so far, but nothing else really to speak of. And the last left tackle is Colby Hodel? Not exactly sure. Another 6'6" guy, 308, 23 years old, out of Cal. Again, not very fast nor strong. Not a whole else to speak of in terms of the skills that we know. F stamina, not too good, but I don't think they're going to be running around a whole bunch. Some left guards, also undrafted talents. Joe Wakefield, 6'2", 307, 23 years old, out of Stanford. Has some speed, some athleticism, not much strength, and C lead block is probably his best rating, or is his best rating that we could see. Jonathan Wall out of USC, 6'3", 330, 21 years old, so good age, but not very strong nor quick. And his best rating that we see is D pass block power. Again, these two guards have been undrafted talents, so not looking for anything great there. Same kind of continues here at center with Jesse Burris, another Stanford lineman, 6'4", 300 pounds, 23 years old. Physicals, though, he is really fast, and he is decently strong. I've always said that centers are the best linemen to draft in Madden 22, and he has C awareness, so he's at least a smarter guy, which makes sense. He's coming from Stanford, so... The other option at center is Cody Shields. Good name for a center. 6'3", 298, 21 years old out of USC. Again, has some speed, not much strength. Skill set, he does have B pass block power, which is the best rating that we've seen besides the B, was it lead block, I think, for a tackle earlier. So some potential, at least there. At right guard, there aren't any. Right tackle, there are some higher up guys, some 3 and 4 round guys, and then some more undrafted talent. Theo Hayes, best lineman we've seen so far with B, run block finesse, and run block power. Seems like he's probably going to be a run blocking kind of guy. He's 6'8", 326 pounds, 22 years old out of USC, and he actually has some pretty good physicals. So Theo Hayes, definitely the best lineman we've seen so far. Next up is Cedric Bryan out of Stanford, 22 years old, 6'7", 305. His physicals, really good as well. And we actually see an A here, A impact blocking, B pass block finesse, and B run block finesse. So he's a finesse guy with run block power C. Definitely the best lineman just because he has that A. Possibly could end up looking to maybe draft both of those guys, but... really good potential there for those top 2 tackles. There is Hayden Wilbur, who is an undrafted guy out of Cal. He's 22 years old, 6'6", 325. Physicals, marginal. Not great. He does have B injury, but he also has F pass block, so he should not be playing any tackle position. No left ends, only one right end. He is out of UCLA. That's Dakota Coleman, 22 years old, 6'5", 320, so he could play either DT or edge in the 3-4. Decent physicals. His skills, B impact, B finesse, C block shedding, F hit power. So dude cannot hit hard. Maybe he could just clog up a line with his size. Something you could look at. And we have 1 DT, so only 2 defensive linemen available for us in this draft. Philip Chambers comes to us out of USC, 21 years old, 6'3", 304. As for his physicals, he has some that are pretty good and then some that are not good. So balanced, I guess you could say, or mediocre. Skill set, C for awareness and finesse moves, D for power moves and pursuit. So interesting style player. I mean, if we need 2 defensive linemen, there are only 2 available, so no outside linebacker at the left spot or right spot, so only 1 linebacker available to us. And that is potential undrafted Aiden Medlock out of USC. He's 23 years old, 6'1", 243. His physicals are and his skill set, he has B hit power, D finesse moves, and F zone coverage, so... most likely he's just a run stopper. He also has F awareness, so he didn't go to any classes during his time at USC. At corner, we do have a couple options. A few options. You could say a couple, considering one's undrafted. But Nate Cooper is so far, I think, the highest potential guy that we could draft at all. He comes out of USC, 23 years old, 6'1", 205. Physicals, he has acceleration. That's about it. Skill set, D press, A block shedding. So he is a slot corner for sure. B tackling. Yeah, he's a slot corner who can't cover at least zone very well. You want to hope he's a man cover guy. Otherwise, I'm looking at a 3rd round pick that should probably be lower, but he could play slot because he could make some tackles for us. Interesting guy to consider. Next up is Dwayne Parham. He's a 3rd to 4th round guy out of USC. A lot of USC guys here. 22 years old, 5'9", 186. Physicals. Again, really good acceleration. That's about it. Skill set. B block shedding, B tackle, D coverages. And he's not smart. So again, another slot corner. At best. Bob Bates is also available. He's potential undrafted out of USC. We're basically just going to be drafting all of USC's team. 23 years old, 5'11", 201, so decent size to him. He actually has some speed, which is different than the other corners. And again, B block shedding, B tackle. So USC is just putting out slot corners. However, he cannot hit very hard. It's an F, but it's all right. We'll take it. Maybe. I don't know if we'll actually take it. Could be a guy we pick up after the draft. No free safeties. 1 strong safety and Larry Fountain. 6 foot, 206, 21 years old, out of San Jose State. Physicals. He has a little bit of some acceleration, but that's about it. His skill set, A, kick return. So take that as you will for a strong safety. And B, stamina. C, tackling, and C, catching. So, interesting, I guess. And then kickers, none, and punters, none. So, I'm looking at those 2 left tackles. Or were they right tackles? I think they were right tackles. Looking at Theo Hayes and Cedric Bryan as potential guys to have for our specific scouting for Week 11. And then probably one of the corners, because there's not a whole lot else. So we have Nate Cooper, who is a really good block shedder. We're really hoping he has some man coverage, so we'd probably select him. So those 2 tackles and then a corner. That's about the best that we have in this class. There was some decent talent at receiver. Actually, they are 2 1 to 2 rounders, so you would think they would be really good, but I don't know, kind of incomplete skills. But also like semi-intriguing. They're basically our only options for a first-round pick, so wouldn't want to take them first overall. We'd probably be trading down, but still some talent here to pick up. And of course, good to note that we also have the ability to sign guys in free agency who also played at schools in California. So there are ways to make this team better. And I think instead of starting off with a game, I think we will sim this week. We will play the Steelers game and then probably sim Broncos and then watch maybe the 4th quarter or something of the Bengals game. Kind of to see how the episode unfolds, but I think we'll start this one off with a sim. So I'll take care of the housekeeping weekly strategy stuff, and we'll see if we end up getting a first victory on the season. And it's finally happened, and decisively. We've had our first victory, 35-17, against the Madden-hated Minnesota Vikings, because Madden never lets them play well. But we need to take a look to see how that happened. And as we could see here, we just played well throughout the game. We didn't give up a single point in the first quarter, only 3 in the second, and then a combined 14 in the second half. We had 374 offensive yards, a lot of passing, a lot of rushing, 19 first downs. We did have a turnover, but we had 2 on defense, so in the positive there. We didn't have any 2-point conversions. Red zone percentage, 75%. I mean, that's really good. 3 touchdowns, only 22 penalty yards, and we won time of possession. So definitely the best game that we've had yet. Davis Mills doesn't throw a single interception. He basically throws 1 a game. None here. 3 touchdowns for him. No sacks as well. Russell Wilson doesn't have a good game. He gets sacked twice and throws 2 interceptions. Really not good. Passer rating of 52.6. Rushing yards, or rushing wise, 92 on 18 carries for McCaffrey for 2 touchdowns. Travis Etienne Jr. gets a touchdown for the Vikings on 44 yards. Patrick Laird gets 29. Russell Wilson 14. James White 14 and a touchdown. Mills had 12 yards. Not bad. And a few other random rushes here. Looks like we were handing the ball off to some receivers. Receiving-wise, Calvin Ridley had himself a pretty good game. 8 receptions, 99 yards, no touchdowns though. Christian McCaffrey gets another touchdown on 60 yards, 2 catches. Deshaun Jackson gets 1 touchdown on 51 yards, 4 receptions. 45 yards on 4 receptions for Simi Fehoko. Antonio Brown, 35 yards on 4. Ray McLeod, 29 on 1. Ty Montgomery II gets a touchdown on 2 receptions for 27 yards. Ertz gets 21 yards. And then, kind of to see here, 12 yards for JJ, only 10 for Schultz. Blocking-wise, though, David Bakhtiari and Havenstein, both of them give up a sack, so definitely come from our edge rushers. On defense, just going to look at our stats here. Bobby Okereke led us in tackles with 8. He also had 3 tackles for a loss, which tied for the same with Solomon Thomas. And then Devin Kennard, Darren Hall, and Tyson Alualua both have a tackle for a loss. And we did have 2 sacks. That was by Malcolm Smith, a middle linebacker, and Brennan Scarlett. Interception-wise, there were 2 picks, both of them to Paulson Adebo. Good to see him playing well. He's basically the future corner on this team. And then any forced fumbles? Nothing. As for kicking, we didn't have a single field goal attempt, but we hit all of our extra points. So pretty good game. Gives us our first win. I had a feeling it would be against the Vikings just because Madden hates the Vikings. They never play well no matter what team they've put together. But that does give us some more staff points, which we really need to use to try to give our offensive line a boost for their strength so we could get some better blocking up front. That's the main focus for all of our points right now. Then we'll jump into the defensive side to do the same for their strength. So we will give the boost here. Actually, does it? I'm pretty sure you have to select both of these, but just in case, I want to make sure. Went too far. All the way over, bud. There we go. Just want to make sure we get the awareness for the offense first. Yeah, as I thought, we do have to have both of those. So hopefully after the next game, actually it'll be a couple games because we need 24 points. But a +4 for the strength rating for offensive linemen is needed. And I have a couple more things to take care of before we get into the first game. We have some upgrades here. First one for Davis Mills. He gets the Field General upgrade. Gets the +1 to throw accuracy mid and throw on the run. And then +2 for short throw accuracy. Or throw accuracy short. I need to click this again. Okay, well, it kind of messed up that screen. That's my bad. But in terms of rating-wise, seeing some good progression here. Of course, he has -3 morale, which is affecting some of those ratings. Blake Martinez is our next one up, and we'll do some pass coverage for him just to try to get that field general kind of leveled out. We get the +2 to awareness and man coverage and +1 to the zone coverage. So pretty close to getting the archetype correct there. Obviously, his cover ratings aren't that great. He's definitely a little bit more of a run stopper than anything else, but we need the help in coverage. So those are the upgrades there. And of course, we need to select our focus players. So since these guys are already 75, I really don't want to select them. I would rather go ahead and select Theo Hayes and Cedric Bryan. And then we'll also select the corner, Nate Cooper. We know he's man-to-man, but we don't know the man cover rating. So I would really like to know what that is. So I'll select all of them, confirm that, and hopefully we'll get some good. I kind of hope it's more of the linemen just because we only have that 40% unlocked. But that looks like all we need to take care of in this week. So now it's time to jump into the game. Pittsburgh, they're 4-5. They're only an 81 overall. It's time to play some moments. coming off of our first victory last week. Hopefully we could keep that going here. This time against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And of course, they're not the same Pittsburgh Steelers as real life, as this is a fantasy draft. So let's see. Who do they have? Miles Jack at middle linebacker. Not bad. Let's see what we could do here. Go to the outside. Schultz, do we have? Nope. We do not have enough underneath that. Needed that placed about another 2-3 yards downfield. But we are getting close to our upgrade for our offensive line, which would be a nice help. Help provide us some better blocking up front, too. A good rush there from Christian McCaffrey. Let's hit the hurry up as well. And a little bit of some play action. Try to do a slow rollout. And we did not get the separation, but we get the completion. Schultz, what a catch. On Miles Jack, too. Definitely thought that was going to be, at worst, interception, at best, an incompletion. Schultz doing a nice job there. He'll go off the field, and we'll bring in Simi Fehoko. Try to just check that down, but not enough time to get that ball anywhere. Wanted to get that to McCaffrey, but pass rush came in a bit too quick. We'll run a little bit of some misdirection here. Try to see if we could get McCaffrey some open running room. As a linebacker chose the wrong gap, but not good enough blocking. He gets there to get the tackle basically at the original line of scrimmage. A little short and Ertz route. Get it to be just at the first down line. He gets bumped off. We're just going to chuck that up for an interception, apparently. We get the tackle there with Jackson, and Steelers will start off at the 36. Thought that ball would go a little bit further downfield. Looks like Jared Goff is the quarterback here for the Steelers. He has a pretty good season so far, a little over 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And they're going to bring us in for a third down stop here. I would like to do the double A-gap blitz, but I don't like the way that they run it in this formation. When they take out one of our DTs and bring in a linebacker, makes it a little bit strange. So we'll run some cover 3, cover 2, and that was beat tremendously by the Steelers. Higbee down to the 7. And they'll keep us in here to try to help prevent the touchdown. We're going to run some man coverage here. Safety's underneath. They go for the corner, and Martinez beat Higbee. Touchdown. Looked very similar to the Schultz play. Tight ends showing out, I guess, in this game. Diving one-handed snag for 7 points for the Pittsburgh Steelers. On offense, we don't really go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. There's a whole lot of not going anywhere for both teams here. Bring us in here on 3rd and 6. And it looks like it was to start the second quarter as well. They're going to set up a really weird screen pass. We're going to get the tackle about at the line to gain. Going to depend on the spot. And they give it to them. Generous spotting for them. Oh, yeah, and both teams wearing their 70s throwback unis, although the Steelers looks like their current uniforms. And they'll bring us in once again. This time a little bit further downfield. Steelers at the 17. And they're looking like they're primed to score again here. They go for a dump off. Number 37 gets the catch and out of bounds. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3. I was trying to see. They do have Devontae Adams, so they do have a star receiver out there, and we don't necessarily have a star corner. We're trying to build one with Paulson Adebo. But definitely have some time to go here. They're going to come out in an empty set, make some adjustments here, switch to man coverage, 3rd and 1. I'd like to just get the pass knock away at least. Sack would be nice. Or throwaway. We'll take that as well. Going to bring up a 4th and 1. As they'll kick the field goal here. Should make it. I mean, it's not that bad. It's a 30. Kicking at the, 14. So it'll be a 24-ish yard field goal. Yeah, about 24-yard field goal right down the middle. That'll put the Steelers up 10-0. Really need our offense to come alive here. And so far, still nothing for our offense, but they bring us out here for another 3rd and 8. Say another 3rd down. I feel like we've had a lot of 3rd and 6s. Just haven't really been able to get the job done so far. Not going to there. Devontae Adams kills us on that route, but he ends up running backwards. He still gets the first, though. He was forced out of bounds, but still not able to get a third down stop. The Steelers are back in the red zone here. 2nd and 5 at the 18. Defense struggling. Offense hasn't done anything. Big hit there from Blake Martinez, though. Hopefully that'll give the defense a little bit of some momentum. He seemed pretty fired up after that hit, but we need the stop, so maybe force the turnover and then we could celebrate. That'd be nice. They're going to go for the check down again. No one over there. Close to the line to gain. It looks like he's celebrating. That's going to be another first down for the Steelers by a couple inches again. The defense just a bit behind on every single play, it seems. Just inches. I mean, they do call it a game of inches for a reason. We're going to bring the blitz here on the first down. Nothing even close to hitting home. And they're going to call that a touchdown. Again, maybe by inches. If it stands, it will be 17-0 with about 2.5 minutes left in the first half, second quarter. It looks like it does stand. Our offense needing some help here. At least we have the chance to try to help them. Come out here in an empty set. Would like to see McCaffrey change Montgomery's route to about a 10-yard in. And then I'm going to scramble here with Mills. We have the space. No need to force anything. Get out of bounds. That's a bit of a late hit. No call, though. We're down to the 20 with about 1.5 minutes left. And we get some points on the board. They didn't ask me to help. They say they got it from there. However, defense, they needed some help again. It's only 30 seconds later and already looking primed to score as they get another completion there on third down, giving them the first down. Don't know why our guy was celebrating there. It was a nice hit, but it was not an incompletion. And they will march down. 12 seconds left. Let's change this to... change it to some man coverage here. I'm going to do some quarterback spy with Okereke here. So I try to make sure we get at least a guy on everyone. Or don't get the tackle. That's fine. We finally get the tackle there. We will at least stop them from getting any points before half. We are down 10. Going to need a strong second half to give us any chance of winning this game. And the Steelers start off with the ball. We get the stop. And we're in the red zone. Kind of changed hands a few times in between now and then, but we have the chance to bring this game much closer than it's been for quite a while. Touchdown here will give this a 3-point deficit. I want to just be smart about it. Try to get around the corner with Mills. He was close, but he stepped out before he crossed the plane. We're down to the 1. He's celebrating like he thought he got a touchdown, though. And let's give a little love to our fullback. Let's hand the ball off to Bodden here. See if he can power it in. No blocking up front, but he fights for it. And they say we get it. Going to bring this game within 3 with an extra point, hopefully. So there was no blocking on that linebacker, but Bodden powers through, stretches for it. Again, game of inches there. And we get the extra point. Game is close, but it looks like the defense, again, struggling here against the Steelers. They're back in the red zone at the 14-yard line, 2nd and 2. Looks like I'm about to say they're in a position to run it, but again, just there is no underneath coverage in Madden, like at all. Even if you tell them to play the underneath coverage, they don't. It's just easy completions all the time underneath. Now, if your guys are quick enough, they could get the tackle before much yardage is gained, but it doesn't happen there. Nothing happens here. We send a blitz, picked up. Devontae Adams, and going to put the lead back up to 10 for the Steelers. Hopefully our offense can do something here. 4th down. They're asking me to come in. 4th and 5. I'm thinking of running some slant routes. Do we have a good... Yeah. I'm going to come out with 4 receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. McCaffrey also in the backfield. Let that run out. We have Carter wide open on the left-hand side. Not going to get around the corner, but gets to the 44 and out of bounds. Helps save a little bit of time here for us. And gives us a little bit of hope. Red zone, they need some help. We could definitely do that. Send a guy to the corner. Again, that would be Carter. McCaffrey wheel route. See how this forms out for us. As we just had to get rid of that one. Heavy rush off the edge. Didn't have enough time to let that play develop. Maybe try an outside run. Looks like they might be bringing the pressure on that left-hand side. Let me move McCaffrey over to that left-hand side to help try to secure that side. Doesn't look like they end up bringing the blitz. Try to roll out here. Avoid fumbling to get out of bounds to stop the clock. Run some curls. Actually, if we could get the blocking up front, could be a good play for us. We get the crease, breaks the tackle, but just, they say a yard. I think it's a little bit shorter than that. But we need to go, I think we need to take the field goal here and make it a touchdown game. We could go for the touchdown, but if we end up not getting it, then we're still down 10. Could at least make it a touchdown game here and hope our defense comes through for us. And Fairburn does knock it through, so 24-17, close game late in the fourth quarter. Can the defense do anything? Game is on the line. We need a stop, 1st and 10. Can we bring a bit of a blitz? We really haven't seen much of any rush here for us, at least what we've been playing. Gonna man up Lewis Marshall here. Try to get him off the edge into the backfield. We do get the stop, I think, about in the backfield. It's Solomon Thomas. They're going to say back to the original line of scrimmage. Now we're in the 2-minute warning. Going to need to start considering taking some timeouts now. I'm going to come out in the 46 defense here. For some reason, they have Thomas not going for it. We do get a stop in the backfield by Harrison Phillips. We'll call our first timeout, at least my first time calling a timeout. Don't know if the CPU has yet, and they haven't. So we do still have 2 timeouts left. I'm going to stay out in that same formation just so we can try to stop any run. Still have some guys back to try to make a coverage. Bobby Okereke gets the tackle. Going to bring up a 3rd and about 4-ish, I believe. Just kidding, that was 3rd down. So 4th and 7, we do get the stop. Going to give our offense a chance to tie this game up late as that punt goes out of bounds. We'll be starting off around the 15. No, they say 11. Okay, well. And they will have us kind of lead the way here. I was worried that they weren't going to, but they do. I think we start off here with a screen pass. Not a whole lot of guys over on that left-hand side. Hopefully we can find McCaffrey wide open. And we do. We have a blocker out in front. Not a whole lot extra. Get forced out of bounds. We'll stop the clock. I would like to run McCaffrey on a wheel route. They only look like they're bringing 3 guys, so you would think we would have good enough coverage. Gonna go for Jackson across the middle. Pass broken up by number 26. Of course, we have a lot of speed there with Jackson. He doesn't have the release. He only really has the speed. Let me flip this play around while we have the time to. Check McCaffrey down to a block first. And see what we could get. Try to squeeze that in. And ooh, that was a close one. Pass broken up there by Miles Jack. Try to run the sluggo here. See if Jackson can try to get something. Looks like they're going to cover him pretty well. Try to chuck this up to Simi Fehoko. That pass was thrown way too far downfield. No chance for us on getting a completion on that. Gonna need I would say defensive stop, but with only 1 timeout, I think this game is just about done. And we'll just let the defense try to make a play. However, shows 3rd down, so they must have tried to pass. It looks like they are going to take the knee, which would end up calling this game done with about 30 seconds left. Unless they decide to punt it, there's not really much hope left here. And game is done. 24-17. We just didn't have anyone open. in that last drive for our offense. We chucked it up, tried to make something happen, but nothing really did. And after that game, we're at least sitting at 500 on this episode. We won the first game. We made it close in the second game. We're at least making these things close. Now it's time to move on over to the Broncos game and see if we could get a victory. And before the game, we have a press conference here. Coach, you're up against the Broncos this week, and they've been playing great football lately. Can you end their win streak? I don't want to insult them because we haven't played too well, but instead we'll say I feel pretty good. They've looked unbeatable the last few weeks, but we have a locker room full of guys ready to step up to the challenge, and we really hope that they are because we could definitely use another victory. Broncos are playing well, and players have a plus 10 break tackle, play recognition, and tackle. Did I say? Yeah, break tackle, play recognition, and tackle for this game. Is that us or them? I'm hoping that's us that has the boost. The vote of confidence has your team fired up for this week's game. All players will have a plus 10 for break tackle, play rec, and tackling. So I guess both of us look like we're going to have that plus 10. We need to beat the Broncos and steal their momentum. That would be nice. So I think I was confused at the beginning of the episode because I said the Bengals were the team that was playing better, but I think it's the Broncos and the Bengals are a little bit closer to 500. So we'll still be simming this game, and we'll watch a little bit of that Bengals game, and hopefully it goes well for us. And the boys get it done. 24-17. Let's head on into that press conference. Let's go! I'm glad we could reward your faith, Coach. It put the right kind of pressure on us to deliver and fired us up. We've stolen the Broncos' momentum, and all players have a plus 10 to break tackle, play rec, and tackling for the next game. And our entire team gets some boost of XP, which is nice, especially with us trying to upgrade some of these younger guys. So let's take a look quick at how we got that victory. 24-17, and they tried to make it close later on, but really we just had the game locked up. At the end of the first half, we were up 17-7, so very similar to our last game, except kind of role reversed. No one did really anything in the third quarter, and then we helped lock the game away with a touchdown in the fourth. Broncos tried to make a comeback, but just weren't able to get it done. Again, very similar to our last game, just roles reversed. We had about 350 yards on offense, pretty well balanced between rushing and passing. 17 first downs, pretty good. Only one turnover, and we forced 2. Good to see. 100% red zone percentage. So 2, and we scored at least 1 from outside of the red zone, so having some longer plays. Penalty yards, 35. Not great, but we did have time of possession. In terms of player stats, 2 more touchdowns for Davis Mills. He did end up having 1 interception, but we picked off Jimmy Garoppolo 2 times. Decent day. I mean, nothing great. Both teams gave up 3 sacks, however. Rushing yards, Dalvin Cook ran all over us. About 8.4 yards a carry. He had 143 yards on 17 carries for a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had 117 yards on 24 carries for a touchdown. Mostert for them also had a touchdown on 43 yards. Laird had 29. And that was about it from there. Receiving-wise, Deshaun Jackson, 67 yards on 5 receptions. Simi Fehoko, 63 on 2 for a touchdown, so a long of 35. Nice to see. Montgomery, 40 yards on 3. Donovan Peoples-Jones is the highest receiver for the Broncos. Only 26 yards on 2 catches. Dalvin Cook, 22 yards on 2. And Njoku, 21 on 2. Michael Thomas. So our DBs did a nice job in this game, locking him down. Julio Jones, too. I mean, yeah, DBs played great in this game. Bryce Love finally gets his first NFL touchdown on a passing play, surprisingly. Only 1, 10 yards on a touchdown. Ertz, 7 yards. McCaffrey, 6. So, interesting style game for us. Walker Little gave up 2 sacks. Boyles and James gave up 1 for the Broncos. Though it said 3 sacks, so I guess there was just an open rusher. And then David Questenberry gave up another 1 for us. On defense, again, just looking at our stats. Justin Reed led us in tackles. Tackles for loss, only 2 of them, Harrison Phillips and Everson Griffin. And then sacks-wise, says that there were 3, and that goes to Harrison Phillips, Devin Kennard, and Solomon Thomas. So Kennard, I feel, has been in the sack game fairly frequently. And then Paulson Adebo gets another pick, and Jordan Richards gets one for himself. I don't care about catches allowed. Forced fumbles. Did we force any fumbles? Nope. Rarely ever do. 100% on extra points and field goals. So overall, we just played a nice game and a different game than what I've seen us play before. So, I mean, good there. We have 10 points. We still need another 14 points to get the offensive line upgrade, so I don't think we'll be getting that in this episode. But we have to watch this Bengals game, so I'll take care of the weekly upgrades, weekly strategy, then we'll take a look at the upgrades, and then we'll watch probably the fourth quarter of this game, see if we could get ourselves another victory. And then for players getting upgrades, quite a few of them. Getting that win last week definitely helps. And we'll get that man upgrade here for Kayvon Seymour. Gets a +2 to man coverage. He is 27 years old. He is 29 overall currently, and he's good press, but not much else. Bryce Love will get an upgrade following his first touchdown. We'll give him the elusive upgrade. And that is +3 to juke, +2 to awareness. If you're curious about his ratings, this is them. He actually, with the +10 break tackle that we have, looking pretty good. Another cornerback upgrade, I think that would be Luke Barku. Do the man upgrade again. Defense plays a bit more man here than anything else. He gets the +2, and he is a younger guy who could definitely use the upgrades. Nick Bodden, our fullback, after he gets a touchdown this episode, we'll use the utility for him. I just like the utility upgrades because you still get some blocking. As you see, run block gets up 1, impact block up 2. We also get some running ability, so I like the utility there. Tyler Irvin, one of our maybe practice squad running backs. I don't even know who that is. I'm sure we picked him up at some point. He'll get the upgrade to elusive back, +2 to spin move. He's from San Jose State. These are his ratings. Yeah, a lot of upgrades for us in this one. It's nice to see. We'll go with a man cover for Darren Hall. He goes over to a scheme fit with the +2 man coverage. 21-year-old rookie. Again, more press coverage than anything else. Nate Herbig could potentially be a starter for us next year, depending on regression from other guys. And we're just going to upgrade the best stats here for most of these guys. He'll go with the power upgrade, even though we're a bit more of a finesse style team, at least this year. Drew Dahlman also gets the upgrade, and he will get the agile. With him, we get a +2 to awareness, +1 to run block and finesse. How's his ratings looking? Like they need help. We have a backup linebacker here, and Kuzniak. Jordan gets the upgrade here. We'll go with Field General Kunasik, maybe? I feel like I had an issue with his name in the drafting episode too. He gets a +3 to zone coverage, which is pretty good because it's only sitting at a 62. Ty Montgomery gets an upgrade. And with him, sure, we'll go with deep route running or deep threat, as that's what his best ratings are. 28 years old. Probably start to regress soon, but these are his current ratings. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, definitely just going to upgrade the physical with him. It's what he's best at, so that will get better here. Get the +3 release, which is nice. He might end up taking over for Montgomery next year. Walker Little will get the upgrade. He would be a 70 overall if it wasn't for the morale issues. Gets the finesse boosts. And his ratings looking... Run block finesse is really good. That's about it. Yeah, a lot of upgrades. That boost really helped. Curtis Riley will get the zone upgrade. He's up to a 71. +3 to zone coverage. However, he is 29, so he will definitely be regressing after this season. Patrick Laird. Go the elusive back, even though he's a bit more of a balance between elusive and power. Lewis Marshall will get the upgrade, not Marshall. Marshall will get the upgrade at slot. He gets a speed upgrade, some tackling. Not looking too bad. You definitely tell that our corners are much more man than zone. Simife Hoko with the upgrade. We'll go route runner with him. He's up to a 68. And +2 to awareness. Kind of just, yeah, nice spread there. Catching, route running, and release all going up here for him. Deep route running is definitely his best. Jordan Richards will get the upgrade after he just had a pick. I want to say it was the last game. He had a pick. And we get some good upgrades for him as well. Again, another older guy. And our punter, Jake Bailey, go up to an 80 overall. If we didn't have the -1 morale, yeah, he would be. Gets a +3 to awareness. Those are all the upgrades. Now we can finally jump into the fourth quarter of this Bengals game and hope for another victory. And we are into the fourth quarter here. Game tied 17-17. So far, very well balanced. We did give up some late points in the second half. We had the lead right before halftime, but then gave up some late points, and they took the lead before halftime. Herbert is the starting quarterback here for the Bengals, so another young, talented quarterback for the Bengals. As they get a decent pass play on the first down. And we'll see what our defense can do here. 2nd and 3. They come out for a pass. Another quick pass to a tight end, I believe. A lot of tight end usage in Madden, at least against me. But they get the first down there. Defense looks like they're out in a nickel, but they're standing up the edge. And we do get a tackle there. That was the safety. I think that was Richards that gets the tackle at the line of scrimmage. And out with, looks like one linebacker for him here. They get the check down to the outside, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Say maybe a gain of 1. They're going to run a little bit of some hurry up here. 3rd and 8. I'm going to assume a pass, and yet it looks like it's going to be a pass. Check down to the running back, and we get the tackle at about the 26. So field goal should be coming up here. That would give them the lead. And the field goal team does come out. So kicking from about the 34, so about a 44-yard field goal. And that looks like that just went right down the middle. And it is good. Going to give the Bengals a lead here in the fourth quarter, 20-17. Now we'll jump in here, see what our offense can do. Game's close, about 5 minutes left. We're starting at the 25. Not a good pass there. Going to be maybe even a loss of 1. It's definitely a loss of a little bit of yardage, but they'll say 2nd and 10, but it's probably like 10.5. Not a good pass. If that was down a little bit, they're probably gaining 2 to 3 yards, but Ertz not able to do much there before he gets tackled. Still want to stay out in a spread form. Looks like we have 2 receivers plus a tight end to the bottom of the screen. And they're going to go for a draw play. Christian McCaffrey down the middle. Breaks about 1 tackle and not much else. Gain of about 3 to 4 yards. Going to bring up a 3rd and 7. And it looks like the strip ball is aggressive for the Bengals. Going to have 3 receiver options up top. And we're going for a wide open Simife Hoko. He's going down the sideline at the 30. 20 and tackled by the ankles all the way down to the 16. The biggest play we've seen from him while watching anything so far. He's had some pretty decent touchdowns during the season. I know of about a 35-yarder. So good plays coming from our young slot receiver. He's a rookie this year. I think he's a bit of an older rookie, 23 or 24. I think 23. But he gets us all the way down to the 16-yard line. Coming out here in a jumbo set. Or at least a tight formation. Looks like a single back tight. We're going to go to the outside. Ertz going to get about 4 yards on that completion. Bring up a 2nd and 5. Again, running some tight here. Looks like 2 receivers at the bottom, though. Going to send Ertz in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Hand it off to McCaffrey. Interesting play design. I don't think we would ever hand the ball off to Ertz, but get a few yards there. I've come out in that same formation again. Sitting about 3 minutes left. Send him in motion. This time we do hand it off to him. Interesting. Loss of 1. Going to bring up a 4th and 4. Need the field goal to tie the game. And we do bring our kicker out here. Can Fairburn hit this one home, tie the game up 20-20? Did we jinx him? It's good. So we at least tied the game up late. I think we're sitting around 2-ish minutes left. Honestly, I don't remember what the clock was at, but game is tied 20-20, 2.5 minutes left. We're going to watch the remainder of this game and hopefully becomes a positive one for us. They will take this from the goal line and get a decent return. They'll be taking over at about the 29-yard line. And let's see if our defense can make a play here. Sitting just under 2.5 minutes left. Each team, 3 timeouts. They get a slant play on their first one. That's going to be a first down. I don't know why Paulson Adebo is saying it complete. That was definitely a completion. And 2-minute warning that we're not able to get the ball snapped before time hit there. Now under 2 minutes for both teams for someone to try to steal this game late. Come out with, it looks like 3 receivers at the bottom. One of them off screen. Going to go for the underneath drag route. Going to get about a gain of 4 or 5 yards. Run a little bit of some hurry up. Try to cut out some of the timeouts that they would need. And again, drag route this time for a first down. Can't see who that is. 18, 2 plays in a row. Some more fast-paced offense here. Check down City, or I should say check down Cincy. But again, it's working for them. They're down to the 40-yard line. Need to get to the 39 for a first, so 2nd and 1. Come out with a strong formation. They go to run the ball to the left. That's Swift, I believe, who's close to the first. They say 3rd and inches. Good stop there by Blake Martinez. And they come out in a shotgun, single back ace-style formation here. They hand the ball off right down the middle, and Swift gets it, plus quite a bit more. And Blake Martinez now a little shaken up. He takes the knee, going to use one of our timeouts. 34 seconds left, and they're at the 34. Looks like Bengals are setting up to just drain this clock and kick a field goal. Come out with 2 tight ends to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. And they go hand it off again right down the middle. This time number 30 comes in, and he gets forward for about 4 yards. And another timeout taken by the Chargers. And they say a gain of 5. They're down to the 29, so they're definitely in field goal range for sure. They go for an outside run. Swift gets the first and more down to about the 17 as we call our last and final timeout. The Bengals are in the driving spot here. That was bad. I don't know what I was trying to go with there, but the driver's seat, I think, is the term I was looking for, as they run to the right. Time ticking here. They're probably going to drain this to about 3 seconds, call the timeout, and kick a field goal. Try to win this game late, and they're definitely in field goal range. I mean, down to the 18. And the Chargers call their timeout with 7 seconds left. Looks like both teams still have a timeout remaining. I could have sworn we used our last one earlier, but looks like we still have one, so I'm assuming we didn't have to spend a timeout on the injury. And they are set to get... And should be about 4 seconds left after this field goal. That goes right down the middle. So Bengals take a late lead, 23-20, with about 4 seconds left in this game. And hopefully they kick this through the back, although I'm assuming we will be returning it. And that we are. So no time for our offense to do anything. Bryce Love is tackled at the 26, and this game is over. It was a close game, but not one that went in our favor. And I think we've found a glitch here. I ran one play thinking it would end it, but the game still seems to be going with the clock over, so I'm not sure if we quit, if we'll keep the score or not, but it doesn't look like this game is going to end. So I'll just go ahead and quit out of the game, and hopefully it keeps the progress. We'll find out. And the progress was kept, so we do end up losing that game 23-20. It was a close one. We end the episode 500, at least on the episode. On the season, we're 2-10, so not great. But next episode, we will wrap up the season. So we'll have week 14, 15, 16, 17, and week 18. So a lot to look forward to. Obviously the team hasn't played all too well. What we are going to end up doing next episode is we're going to put in all the young guys. If there's a player that's starting who's like 28 or older, and there's a guy at his same position who's just a lower overall but younger, we'll go ahead and start the younger guys, give them some experience, and then we're going to head into the offseason and see what we need to do. Obviously, we're semi-limited in terms of what we can do, but there were a lot of guys who were drafted who in the franchise draft who were at a school in California that wasn't Stanford. Obviously, we had to draft all Stanford guys first, so there are a lot of things we can do when it comes to the offseason and making this team better. We could even trade for guys as well. So a lot of options for us, but you're going to need to stick around to watch and see what happens. So make sure you're hitting that subscription button below. Tick that bell notification to be notified of when these videos are posted. Or you can follow me on Twitter, BigBearB_gaming. I'll always tweet out when these are up. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Seeing the team progress, see if we can complete the challenge, if we could win a Super Bowl here with a team made out of guys strictly from California, and make it a little bit harder for us as well with some of the different things that we have set in for the rules. But I'm enjoying it. Hope you guys are as well. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.